Thank you. All right, here we go now. So unit 2, topic 1, solving systems of equations. This unit, we will not have a quiz. You will have what will be called a daily check, and they will be averaged together for your quiz grades. So how does a daily check work? You're going to learn something today. You are going to go home and practice it. And the first 5 minutes of class tomorrow, you will be given one question to turn in for a grade. So if you don't know what you're doing, you get one chance. That's it tomorrow. Then we're going to learn something tomorrow. And you come in on Friday and you get one question, 5 minutes to turn in that grade. Okay. So all of those will be put together to get your daily grade, your quiz grade. So you will have a daily check on 9/16 and 9/17. So that's Thursday and Friday. Then you will have 2 the next week on the 21st, which is Tuesday, and the 22nd, which is Wednesday. Okay. So today we are going to learn 2 different ways to solve a system of equations. System means that I have more than one equation. A system means I have more than one equation. Solving, that means I have numbers. X equals 5, Y equals 2, Z equals 4, okay? So every letter has an answer. If X equals 4 for the first equation, X has to equal 4 for the second equation. I can't have 2 different numbers for X's, okay? So the first thing we're going to learn is substitution. Make it big so you know that these are your notes for substitution. What does it mean to substitute? To replace. Exactly, good answer. I am taking something out and I am replacing it. I'm putting something else in. You have to be able to look at a problem and tell me that I'm using substitution. So here's how you know. If my problem has an isolated variable, what does isolated mean? By itself. What's a variable? A what? A letter, okay? So isolated variable means I have X equals something, Y equals something. My letter is by itself. The second thing I want to make sure is that I have a positive variable. So I can't have negative X equals something. It just has to say positive X equals something. Okay. We're going to work one problem out together. Then you're going to try to work one on your own. So my first problem, my system will have 2 equations. 4x plus 2y equals 10. My second equation will say x equals 13 plus y. Are one of my equations set up where the variable is isolated? Which one, the top or the bottom? The bottom. It is isolated. It says x equals something, okay? That is a huge red flag that I am using substitution. So I'm going to substitute. What did substitute mean to do? To take out something and replace it. So I am going to use my first equation, 4x plus 2y equals 10. And I'm going to take a letter out. What letter am I taking out? I'm taking out x. How do I know to take out x? Because I know what x equals. What does x equal? 13 plus y. So I'm going to rewrite my equation. 4 x, look what I did. I put in big parentheses because I'm taking out x. What am I putting there instead? 13 plus y. And then keep writing the rest of my equation. Plus 2y equals 10. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you can. So if this said y equals 13 plus x, then what letter would I be taking out? The y. So you have to look and see what letter does it tell you you know. Okay, good question. All right, so from here, I'm just solving. So what am I going to do to this 4 that's touching parentheses? Multiply, distribute. So 4 times 13 is 52. And I have to do 4 times y, which would be 4y. And then I keep writing. Plus 2y equals 10. Combine my like terms. So 52 stays. Plus, what is 4y plus 2y? 6y equals 10. What's my next step? Subtract 52. So 6y would equal a negative 42. And then when I divide by 6, what will y equal? Negative 7. So now I know what y equals. I have a number. What does y equal? Negative 7. But now what letter do I not know? I don't know what x equals. So I'm going to go use my x equals equation. X equals 13 plus y. What letter can I substitute now? And what is y? Negative 7. So x equals 13 plus a negative 7. Notice I still used parentheses. That way I'm in a habit of using parentheses when I substitute. What is 13 plus negative 7? Try again. Positive 6. Okay. So what does this mean? It does mean x equals 6, and it does mean y equals negative 7. So if I plug x into both of these, what do both x's have to be equal to? And what do both y's have to be equal to? Negative 7. Now, a solution can be written as a point on a graph. Because if I were to graph these lines, they would intersect at a very specific point. And that point is what we just found. X comma y. So where do these two lines intersect on a graph? At 6 comma negative 7. That is my solution. Every x equals 6 and every y equals negative 7. Questions? Your final answer would be written as a point, unless I specifically said, what's the value of x? What would you tell me your answer is? So you gotta read the question, okay? Okay. All right, here's the one I want you to try by yourself. Negative 3x plus 6y equals negative 24. And y equals 7x plus 22. Just a minute. Let me readjust my camera so that, there you go. Oopsie. Right there. Okay. So this is exactly what Gabby just asked. Am I replacing x or am I replacing y? Why am I replacing y? It tells me what y is. So take out your y and put in a new one. Okay, I will walk around and help. And if you get it correct, then you can start your assignment for a few minutes while we wait on the others. Use your calculator. You're gonna need a calculator to multiply those numbers. That you need your x in there. So yes, so 7x. So 6 times 7 is 42, but it has to be your x, right? So this is by itself, right? What's this 6 doing? Does this say x equals or y equals 1? So what letter do you know, x or y? So what letter should you be taking out? Oh, wow. See that? Change it. Perfect. So now you're going to take it and plug it back into this equation to figure out your y. Keep going. Very good. This is fine. This is fine. Taking out the letter x.
I'll work it out myself right now.
If the negative's bigger, it will. Use your calculator.
Once you get one of these, I'll make it plug it in there.
Like this, did you multiply this? What'd you get? So what does that make this? What's a negative divided by a positive? Negative 4. So go plug in negative 4 and you have it correct. What'd you get? Yes, it says it's a point, so it needs to be in parentheses. Okay. So now, wait, what did you get? So now go figure out, see, there's 4 problems on here that are substitution. See if you can figure out which 4 they are. Yes. And I know what y equals, right? So y equals this, so where can I put that? Here's y.
We're sharing.
This is a negative. So where it's 7 times negative 4. Negative 20. What x equals, what y equals.
Did I set it up right? I did. Should I bring it down?
Take out Y. So where should this go? Out Y. So if I'm taking out Y, then I still have a Y. No. You're 6, but don't forget this part in front.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
No, 42. Hey. Yes, in parentheses.
So what
I
was the
did,
hard
but I
one?
put it where my-
See, you can figure out which one's on here, substitution. If you know, then start working on
All
it.
you have to do, once you got it, was what? Plug
Yes.
into the smaller equation and get Y, right?
So how do you write it as a solution?
Look how good to me.
There's 4 problems on this paper. that are substitutions. See if you can figure out and start one of them for me. Okay, something's not right. Write it wrong. What is negative 156 divided by 39? And negative 1, right? Plug right in. So just go back here. Yes, now take it, plug it back in, right? You gotta figure out what Y is. From which ones are substitution? Okay, well, let's go back to the sheet to make sure. Yes, they have to have a letter that says letter equals, and you start on that one. Six, Y equals negative 24. Yeah.
So, what are you gonna do? Anything we want?
What is 6 times 7?
Let's say, I want to have a little bit of fun here.
What is 6 times 26?
I want to do like a sticker deal. There's so many different ways to do it.
What over here looks the same. Okay, combine,
Or-
then move your 132 to the other side.
minus
Switch
Y.
out.
Which one do you want to mess with? We can mess with either one, top or bottom. It's fine. Just make it all one. What's the-
Right after the
on this equation? So I could combine this Y, right? So I could say that is could be equal to 4 minus Y. Does that make sense? I originally had to do it.
Oh, 24.
No, you don't.
Oh, under there is two.
Oh, it's all correct.
Oh.
So it's right. Okay, and now we have an equation that we can plug in.
I'm sorry.
Maybe the top one.
There's 4 of them. Right, well, they did
We messed with
that.
this one, so it has to go to the one. Does that make sense?
My bad.
Never, wait.
Remember
Why is it equal to 4? What is equal?
Yes.
Oh, 24.
But hold up, but we manipulated this top one, right?
Did you get it?
So that means
What'd you get?
whatever we got after that, we can't use that again. We gotta go back. So if you want to.
Do one of the problems on that paper.
And then you'll get what? You'll get Y. And then if you have Y, you have X. Does that make sense? I'm sorry, that was terrible.
Letter equal, take out.
for the one that we did.
Do you have any questions?
Why not? You can put it You ain't have no benefits. You left my ass there for 4 hours. Exactly, so you want to share my talk. I literally texted you. Yes, I did.
It's not one of them, right?
Which one you want to solve? It does not matter.
I talked to me.
Okay, and what do you do with that negative
Yeah.
sign of crap?
If I were solving for X and then equate that, I have to subtract the Y. Like that.
Y
Y
So then I
minus
use that
another
equation.
Y.
Instead of Y, what am I gonna write? That's it. Yeah,
Still
there you go.
Can you combine these two? We got minus 1Y, and we got minus another Y. How many Y's do we have? Oh, minus one. Oh, so what's that? So she read this minus one, so that negative.
Y is equal. What do you put this? What do you put this? I don't know.
So which one is
Check
it?
yours. That's
Yep.
it.
Answer.
I know, but don't you have to put like that too?
It's the solution.
But this one, stupid.
Yes, you could. And then you plug that back.
All right, here we go. Flip your notebook paper to the other side because now I'm going to teach you a second way to do this. And the second way is about 10 times easier if you know your multiplication. So the second way is called elimination. What's it mean to eliminate? To get rid of it, to toss it away. Okay, we don't need it anymore. Whoop. Thank you. So it means to remove. Eliminate, we are removing. We're getting rid of it. We don't want it anymore. How can I remove something? If I have 4 apples, then I have to have negative 4 apples to make them disappear, okay, or to take 4 apples. So you have to have equal and opposite. Equal and opposite. So if I have a 4x, equal would still be 4x, but what would the opposite be? Negative 4x. So these are equal and opposite. What if I gave you a negative 2y? What would be equal and opposite? A positive 2y. So we are going to manipulate our equations so that we have something equal and opposite, okay? So our first problem will say 5x plus 8y equals 3. Our second problem will say 4x plus 8y equals -4. This is my system. I have 2 equations, okay? So let's start with my x's. Let's just look. Are those x's anywhere close to being equal? No, they're far away because they're not even in the same multiplication area, okay? Now, are my y's equal? but they're not what? Opposite. So I have to make an opposite y. What can I multiply 8 by to make it a negative 8? Negative 1. So I have to multiply an entire equation by negative 1 so that my 8 can become an opposite. Y'all, this, you have to keep it nice and neat. So write what I write, please. I'm going to rewrite my first equation. 5x plus 8y equals 3. And now I'm going to get a new equation. How do I get this new equation? Because I'm multiplying by negative 1. So what is 4x times negative 1? Negative 4x. What is 8y times negative 1? Equals, what is negative 4 times negative 1? Positive 4. Okay. Are my y's equal and opposite? Then I'm good to go. And I do not care what your friends tell you. Always add. It'll make it easier. So what is 5x plus negative 4x? One what? 1x or just x. What is positive 8y plus a negative 8y? It better be nothing, because wasn't that the whole point? To remove something? So we're removing our y's because they are equal and opposite. If I have 8 apples and I subtract 8 apples, do I have any apples? It's the exact same thing. I have 8 y's. I'm subtracting 8 y's. Do I have any y's? None, okay? So I have an equals. What is 3 plus 4? 7. So do I know what x equals now? And I can go plug it in to figure out what y equals. So you can use any equation. I'm going to use the first one because they're all positive numbers and I like positive numbers. So I have 5x plus 8y equals 3. What letter am I replacing? X. And what am I going to put instead of x? A 7. So I have 5 parentheses 7 plus 8y equals 3. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 8y equals 3. What am I going to do now? Subtract my 35. So 8y equals negative 32. Divide by 8. So what does y equal? Negative 4. So now, if I were to ask you what is my solution is the point where my lines cross, which would be what? 7, negative 4. Very good. All right. Are you always going to multiply by negative 1? No, you can multiply by a positive 6. You have to pay attention to figure how can I make something equal and opposite. So on your paper, I want you to try this one for me, please. 3x plus 4y equals a negative 3. My second equation will say negative x plus 4y equals a negative 15. When you get that answer checked by either Mr. Mattel or I, then you can go back to your assignment. And I'm begging you to please practice this assignment in class today.